Hello, welcome to What's Up in Business Travel, a Business Travel 360 podcast where we update you each week on what's happening in the world of business travel. This podcast is great for those that need to know what is happening, all in less than 15 minutes. My name is Ash. Let's get started. It is the week of March 23rd, and we've completed week 12 of 2026. Now, let's get to the headlines. A fatal ground collision at LaGuardia Airport occurred when a Jazz aviation flight operating for Air Canada struck a Port Authority firefighting vehicle on the runway. The pilot and co-pilot were killed, and 41 passengers were injured, several seriously. The aircraft carried 72 passengers and 4 crew members. The truck had been responding to an unrelated incident involving a United Airlines flight. LaGuardia Airport was temporarily closed, and the NTSB is investigating into how multiple safety layers failed, marking the first fatal accident in LaGuardia in over 30 years. According to the International Air Transport Association projections, global air passenger demand is expected to more than double by 2050, reaching about 21 trillion revenue passenger kilometers under a mid-range growth scenario. Growth will be uneven, with Asia Pacific and Africa leading at about 4% with a 4% annual growth respectively, while Europe and North America lag at 2 to 3%. Despite growth expansion, the industry is not expecting to fully regain to pre-pandemic growth trajectories. Infrastructure investment and regulatory development will be critical, particularly in emerging markets. The report highlights long-term structural shifts, including sustained demand gaps and the need to support high-growth regional corridors. Travel agencies are facing a surge in increasingly sophisticated fraud schemes, prompting warnings from groups like ASTA. Criminals are exploiting stolen IATA credentials to access airline NDC systems and purchase tickets using compromised payment data. Reported cases span North and South America, indicating coordinated global activity. Fraud tactics include payment fraud, impersonation, credential theft, phishing, and business email compromise. Industry leaders stress the importance of stronger verification processes, monitoring ticketing activity, and training staff to detect suspicious behavior. As fraudsters combine multiple attack vectors, agencies must adopt more rigorous controls to mitigate financial and reputational risks. A prolonged shutdown of the Department of Homeland Security is straining TSA workforce, raising the risk of airport closures. Unpaid TSA agents are increasingly calling out for work due to financial hardship. The reports of workers struggling to afford healthcare or even housing. Staffing shortages have already led to long security lines at major airports like Houston and Atlanta. Officials warn that smaller airports could face shutdown if TSA workers are not at the job. The disruption also temporarily impacts global entry operations. The crisis underscores how federal funding disputes can directly affect aviation security and passenger experience. A survey by American Express Global Business Travel reveals that Gen Z business travelers are more frustrated with travel processes, especially expense reports and reimbursement, than older generations. 41% find expense claims difficult, and many report financial strain while awaiting reimbursements. Despite this, Gen Z is the most optimistic about future improvements, with over half expecting business travel processes to get easier. Notably, 74% trust AI to assist with tasks like expense reporting and personalized travel planning. The findings highlight a generational divide. Younger travelers demand more seamless, tech-enabled experiences and are willing to embrace AI-driven solutions to reduce friction. Now in news that impacts the travel industry. Major European airlines, including members for Airlines for Europe, are lobbying to delay or revise EU mandates requiring increased use of synthetic sustainable aviation fuel, starting in 2030. Airlines argue that supply is insufficient and costs remain significantly higher than conventional fuel, making compliance unrealistic. The pushback comes amid broader cost pressures from fuel price volatility and geopolitical disruptions. While sustainable aviation fuel is essential for decarbonization, it currently represents only a small share of usage. Environmental groups warn that delaying mandates could hinder cleaner fuel development and weaken Europe's leadership in sustainable aviation technology. India's aviation regulator has introduced reforms aimed at improving transparency and passenger experience. Airlines must now make 60% of their seats available for free selection, up from 20% to ensure passengers on the same booking are seated together. New rules also require clearer policies for transporting pets, sports equipment, and musical instruments. These changes partially reverse earlier policies that were allowing airlines to unbundle services and charge for seat selection. The reforms aim to curb hidden fees and simplify the booking process, reflecting growing regulatory pressure to prioritize consumer rights in India's rapidly expanding aviation market. U.S. airlines are experiencing a surge in bookings as travelers rush to lock in fares ahead of expected price increases driven by rising fuel costs. Delta Airlines and American Airlines reported some of their strongest sales days on record, with revenue projections exceeding expectations. The spike is linked to geopolitical tensions, which is pushing up fuel prices. While demand remains strong, higher fuel costs are beginning to pressure profitability, with airlines adjusting earnings forecasts downward. The trend highlights a short-term demand boost, but signals potential margin challenges if cost pressures persist. Let's get to the news of mergers and new partnerships. Ramp has acquired guest travel startup Juno, which will continue to operate independently while enhancing Ramp's travel capabilities. Founded by the team behind Pana, Juno focuses on coordinating complex and guest travel, including meetings management. With $6 million in prior funding, that platform has been expanding beyond its original niche. Unlike Trivona's previous venture Pana, absorbed and later sunsetted by Coupa, Juno will retain its brand, leadership, and autonomy. Ramp plans to provide resources while allowing Juno to scale organically. The move signals Ramp's intent to pressure its presence in travel and expense by integrating specialized travel workflows. Hilton has signed an exclusive franchise agreement with YOTEL, bringing the brand into its ecosystem as part of its new Select by Hilton segment. YOTEL will gain access to Hilton's distribution, technology platforms, and Honors loyalty program while maintaining brand independence. With 23 hotels today and ambitions to triple its footprint, YOTEL aims to scale globally through its capital-light model. The deal reflects a broader industry trend where major hotel groups partner with lifestyle and boutique brands to expand reach without heavy capital investment. Hilton benefits by diversifying its portfolio, while YOTEL gains scale without sacrificing identity. Capital One has introduced a dedicated mobile app for its travel platform, enabling users to book trips, redeem rewards, and access real-time features like lounge availability and waitlists. The app separates travel from core banking, creating a more focused user experience. Originally built with Hopper, the platform is now transitioning in-house as Capital One absorbs key technology, talent, and supplier relationships. This shift allows for deeper personalization and tighter integration across the travel journey. Southwest Airlines has added All Nippon Airways as its seventh international partner, further extending its global connectivity through interline agreements. The partnership enables seamless connections via key gateways, including Honolulu, Seattle, San Francisco, and Los Angeles. This marks continued momentum in Southwest's international strategy, which began in 2024, with Iceland Air and has since then included multiple global airlines. While Southwest does not operate long-haul international flights, these partnerships allow it to offer broader network access to its customers. The move reflects a shift towards asset-light international expansion, leveraging partnerships rather than deploying its own long-haul fleet. And now news of new travel services and improvements. The European Union is implementing a fully biometric entry and exit system starting April 10th, replacing the traditional passport stamping. Travelers will have their facial image and/or fingerprints captured at border crossings, enabling authorities to digitally track entry and exit durations more effectively and enforce overstay rules. While the system is expected to streamline processing over time, officials warn of potential delays during the initial rollout period, especially as travel demand ramps up. Travelers are advised to allow extra time for connections. United Airlines is introducing its most premium business class offering. Polaris Studio debuts on April 22nd on a San Francisco-Singapore route using a new Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner. Polaris Studio seats provide 25% more space than the standard Polaris pods and will include new features like an ottoman for companion seating. The aircraft emphasizes premium capacity with only 89 standard economy seats compared to a significant larger premium cabin mix. A second route, San Francisco to London, will follow on April 30th. United plans to deploy at least 30 of these reconfigured Dreamliners by next year, reflecting a broader strategy to prioritize high-yield premium travelers. Blacklane and Clear are launching a joint premium airport service that combines a chauffeur transportation with expedited airport processing. Through the partnership, travelers will be met curbside by Clear concierge agents who will assist with check-in, baggage, and fast-track security, along with providing in-terminal guidance. The service will initially be offered at a preferred rate to select Blacklane and Clear Plus customers before expanding more broadly later in the year. The companies aim to integrate bookings into Blacklane's platform for a seamless experience. This collaboration reflects a growing demand for frictionless end-to-end premium travel services, particularly among business and high-frequency travelers. Uber has launched Uber Elite, a high-end ride option featuring licensed chauffeurs and luxury vehicles that are less than 3 years old. Designed for executives and frequent travelers, the service includes amenities such as airport meet and greet at baggage claim, complimentary refreshments, device chargers, and personalized ride preferences. Users also receive 24/7 phone support and can make special requests through the app. Initially available by invitation in Los Angeles and San Francisco, the service will expand to New York City and other markets. Uber Elite can be booked via Uber Reserve or Uber for Business, signaling Uber's deeper push into premium and corporate ground transportation segments. And finally, some technology news. SAP Concur announced multiple AI-driven enhancements centered on Joule, SAP's AI Copilot at Fusion Conference. New tools included an expense automation agent that generates expense reports and an auditing agent that flags discrepancies before submission. These features aim to reduce manual effort and improve compliance. SAP is also introducing a deeper integration with Microsoft 365 Copilot, enabling users to manage travel and expenses with familiar productivity tools. These updates reinforce SAP Concur's strategy to embed AI across the travel and expense lifecycle. Hopper Technology Solutions has introduced a cancel for any reason product for hotels, enabling properties to offer flexible cancellation options at an added cost. The solution automates refund handling and absorbs cancellation-related financial risk, reducing operational burden on hotels. Early adopters include TripAdvisor, Cloudbeds, and Avon Hospitality. The offering is particularly valuable for independent hotels that lack advanced revenue management and flexibility tools. Hopper also sees strong potential in corporate travel, where flexibility is increasingly prioritized. Hilton has launched a beta version of its generative AI-powered Hilton AI Planner designed to improve hotel discovery and trip planning through conversational search. Users can explore Hilton's global portfolio, compare properties, and receive personalized recommendations using natural language queries. Initially available to a limited group of website visitors, the tool will expand as Hilton refines functionality and user experience. The initiative is part of Hilton's broader digital strategy to integrate AI across the customer journey, enhancing personalization and simplifying booking decisions. Thank you for joining us today. Be sure to tune in again next week on Monday to get your weekly update. We hope that you will make this a regular part of your week and listen in while you're on the move or sitting back and sipping your coffee. Be sure to share this podcast with everyone that you know so that they can also benefit from getting to know more about what's up in business travel. Remember to subscribe to this podcast by searching Business Travel 360 on your favorite podcast music player. You can also listen at businesstravel360.com. Have a great day and travel well.